stayed maybe celibate for about 2 or 3 months at one point. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Tyquan Love here. We're on to part 4 of what's going to be an amazing journey. I have a lot of information to tell you, a lot of experiences, a lot of advice too for those of you out there who haven't had a chance to really be open or really, understand what it is you've been diagnosed with when it comes to HIV. So like I said, this is part 4. This is Tyquan Love's channel, and I am Tyquan. Thank you so much for watching the last 3 videos. I really appreciate it. Please watch this video all the way till the end. And without further ado, we're gonna get right onto it. So we left off before with just talking about some of the things that I had done, some of the issues that I had came across when it came to dating people who were, unbeknownst, not knowledgeable of the virus or didn't know that I had the virus. And then when I told them, it became a big thing. So got married, all that good stuff in 2017. And I quickly got separated, and things just started happening for me. I got a better job after that. I decided to travel more. I probably visited 7 different countries in 2018 because, like I said, I got married in 17 toward the latter part of the year, and he knew, like I said, that I was positive at that point. Still married me. I still married him. We still were together, and things seemed to be going pretty well. And like I said from the last video, if you want to go back and see kind of some things that happened in that marriage, you can go check out the last video. So I was traveling a lot in 2018. I started to get back into the dating scene after me and my estranged husband separated. And my doctor, who is my private doctor, said to me, hey, I don't know what's going on with your numbers. They're just so good. I don't know if you actually have this virus. So I had been taking a regimen of 1-a-day medication. There are plenty out there. There's Stribild, there's Biktarvy, there's Genvoya, which is what I was on at one point. And then there's other ones out there, Triamec, Atripla, which is a very, very old drug. And all these drugs are 1-a-day medications. And just know that when you're diagnosed with HIV, it may be leading to AIDS, but it doesn't have to get there, because like I said before, there are medications that keep you undetectable. There are medications that keep you living a normal, healthy life. Just try to maintain that, hey, I'm going to be living, and this is going to keep me living for a long time. Obviously, there are tons of research out there trying to find the cure for HIV, which is the virus that causes AIDS. And there's a bunch of research that's trying to figure out different medications, different types of medications to help you sustain without even taking a 1-a-day. And I can get more into that in the next video on different types of research that I'm actually involved in officially. So my doctor, like I said before, he told me that, hey, I don't think that you have this virus based off of your numbers. There's a thing called the ratio, and I won't get too much into it. I'm not a doctor, but ratio that I was having based off of my CD4, CD8, and your CD4 is something else. Like I said, it's a lot to go through, but the CD4 is basically something that says if you have a certain amount or higher, you are in good health. And everyone has a CD4, whether you are HIV or not. Now, as far as a viral load, which is what I said before, undetectable is under 20. So if you're at 19 copies or below, there's nothing that's gonna pick up that virus. You may still be considered confirmed positive, but there's nothing that's gonna pick up that virus if you're undetectable. And if you're 20 or more, then you're detectable. And if you're considered between 20 and 200, then you're considered to be something like very low, really low chance of it being transmitted to your partner, especially when you're using protection or on PrEP. So my doctor told me this, and I said, well, what does that mean? He said, hey, I think that I want to, try something with you if you're willing. I'll monitor your health. I'll make sure that you're fine, but I want you to stop taking medication. Now, mind you, although I don't mind taking the medication once a day, I actually was excited to be a part of an experiment, whether official or not. And something that my doctor was trying to see if I could be somebody who was either negative of HIV and was misdiagnosed, or someone who can actually keep my levels undetectable without medication. And either way it goes, I wanted to see what the outcome would be. So over time, I went without taking medication for about 15 months. And there was only 2 times that I came back as detectable. And based off of all of the situations, I was not able to even share that. Well, not that I wasn't able to share it, but I felt scared about sharing that with partners. And in the course of the 15 months, of course, I had sex, and it was unprotected sometimes, and that was wrong if I didn't tell the person, which is one time I didn't. And it was at a point where I was like, okay, I'm coming back every time I get tested, and I wasn't coming back detectable. And like I said, it was like the 13th or the 12th month, which is the next year, where I started to come back with traces, which I think one time was 60, another time was 180. So I went back on medication because I felt like, you know what, if I'm gonna be trying to date someone and I wanna make sure that they're safe, if they, whether they, they're gonna know about my status, but whether they feel comfortable with protection or not, I wanna make sure that I'm undetectable to keep them safe. So it was a lot of, I would say, a lot of confusion in my mind as far as okay, well, now that I've come to the conclusion that I am confirmed positive still, based off of the unofficial experiment from my doctor, I wanted to know if there was something else out there. So I actually got back on the apps, Jacked and Grindr, mostly Jacked, and I started to, meet different guys and just hook up here and there. And I stayed maybe celibate for about 2 or 3 months at one point. I went and saw a therapist for, I would say, from the summertime of 2019 up until October. And it was mainly to talk about me being comfortable with telling people prior to meeting them, being able to tell my story here with you today. Therapy helped me do that. And I thank my therapist for that. Although that's another story. He fell asleep, that's why I let him go at the last minute. It was just definitely an experience. I just hope that someone out there sees that there's beauty in all of you, no matter what your diagnosis is, whether you're HIV or not, or any other disease out there that considers you to be disabled or terminal. And we should just keep on pressing forward, keep on moving. Hopefully there's support systems out there. If anyone needs support, please inbox me on my IG or my Facebook. It doesn't matter. I am here to talk to anyone, because I feel like the overcoming part of the virus, diagnosis of the virus, is you come to a place where you no longer worry about what other people think. And as my last quote said from, my last video, you are the owner of your own story. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and tune in for more. Thanks, guys.